Hello, babies. Happy President's Day. I have a fun book today because it is about a squirrel, and I am all about a squirrel. It's Miss Suzy, Mimzie's very special friend. Angie asked, did I take requests, because her mama used to read her this book when she was a little girl. And I don't know how a squirrel book got by me, but evidently this one did. And this one, the pictures are by Arnold LaBelle, and I know that guy. He's done lots and lots of illustrations for books. He's been around for many moons. All right. Oh, look at the inside jacket. I'm so excited. It's a squirrel book. How did I miss a squirrel book? Miss Suzy by Miriam Young. Look at her. I just love these pictures. She got a little twiggy broom and an apron. My great-grandma used to wear aprons all the time. I've got some of them. And I'm in my great-grandpa's rocking chair. This rocking chair has rocked lots of babies. Look at that nice house up in the tree. She's got her a fancy tree house. So let's read about Miss Suzy. You know, my middle name is Sue. So that's a great name. Can we see it? What are we going to see? We're going to look at the picture, the words, or me. All right, let's just try to work it all in. Miss Suzy was a little gray squirrel who lived all by herself in the tip top of a tall oak tree. She liked to cook, she liked to clean, and she liked to sing while she worked. Well, strike one, strike two, strike three. Every morning, Miss Suzy made herself a bowl of acorn pudding, and as she stirred it around, she sang, "Oh, I love to cook, I love to bake. I guess I'll make an acorn cake." Should I say acorn or acorn? Acorn. I am from East Texas, and we tend to say kind of acorn. She crazy. After that, she swept the crumbs from her moss carpet with a little broom she'd made from maple twigs. Then she dusted her firefly lamps and rinsed her acorn cups and put her whole house in order. Isn't that clever? She got lightning bugs in her lamp. Fireflies and lightning bugs are the same thing. Look at her little night-night house. Oh, that is so precious. At night, Miss Suzy climbed into her bed and looked through the topmost branches at the sky. She saw a million stars, and the wind blew gently and rocked her to sleep. It was very peaceful. You know, this whole get-up kind of reminds me a little bit of Girl Scout camp. If you know, you know. But one day, a band of red squirrels came jumping and chattering to the foot of the tree where Miss Suzy lived. They were quarrelsome fellows and liked fighting so much they even fought amongst themselves. Those red squirrels are bigger too. Around here, a lot of times we call those guys cat squirrels because they're big. They are being tacky bitches. Gray squirrel, shake your bushy tail. Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Miss Suzy did not see them because she was in her kitchen, and she did not hear them because she was singing, "I love my house, oh yes sirree, my own little house and my own oak tree." Yes, I know. I'm making a joyful noise. She was putting her cake in the oven when she looked up and saw a lot of strangers in her driveway. 1, 2, 3, she counted. 1, 2, 3 more. 6 red squirrels. And they are not even invited to her house. I hate when folks just show up. Look at there. Oh, they look menacing. She looks terrified. That's why we carry around here. They chased her out of her little house. They broke her broom and threw out her acorn cups. Then they ate up her whole winter supply of nuts. Oh, no. No, that's not okay. Bunch of gangster thugs. That's what that is. Yep. They probably wear red bandanas. Poor Miss Suzy. She didn't know where to go. And while she stood wondering what to do, it began to rain. She scampered up the nearest tree. It was a maple, standing beside an old house. She ran out on a branch and dropped to the roof. The rain came down hard, and her fur was all wet. Shivering and cold, Miss Suzy scrambled down the chimney of the old house and out of a hole in the chimney and into the attic. Now that's a nice looking house. You see where she's coming? She's making her exit and getting into the house. That's a plan, especially with the rain. Gosh, I just want to get those red squirrels. I'm gonna call Papa. Papa knows what to do with the squirrel. He does. And Charlie knows what to do with those squirrels too. There in the dusty, quiet attic, she saw a beautiful dollhouse. It was big enough for a whole family of dolls. She looked at the door. Oh, she knocked at the door. Let's get the sound of it. There was no answer, so she peeped inside. What a fun idea. I love dollhouses. I have a dollhouse that I built. It's out in the shed. I'm waiting for Arwen and Ronan and baby Mark to get big enough, and we're going to remodel. My, what a lovely house, thought Miss Suzy. It is fit for a queen, but it needs a good housekeeper, so it's just the place for me. The flowered carpets were covered with dust, and cobwebs clung to the gold chandeliers. There was dust on the black iron stove in the kitchen and on the little piano in the parlor. There was even dust on the china closet in the dining room and a spider web on the dishes inside. That is a dusty rascal. I love little things, little miniatures and tiny stuff. I've been that way since I was a little one. Look at there. Look, she's cleaning. Let's look at all the pictures. She's telling that spider to get out. Oh, let's read it now. Wait, excuse me. Sorry, I just ate. When it is clean, it will be a good house for the winter, said Miss Suzy to herself. But what a shame there's no one to share it with me. It is so big. She cleaned the whole first floor. Then she went upstairs and cleaned the bedroom. Then she climbed into a 4-poster bed and fell asleep. I have a 4-poster bed in my dollhouse. I'm going to have to go dig that out and start dusting it. Or maybe I can find Miss Suzy and she can come help me with all that. I can't tell Papa or Charlie though. The next morning, Miss Suzy was hungry and she left the dollhouse to go looking for nuts or seeds. On her way to the attic, Miss Suzy saw a box. Just the thing to keep my nuts and seeds in, she thought, and opened it up. Well, what do you think she saw inside? A band of toy soldiers. They had been sleeping there for years. Look at the toy soldiers. I used to have toy soldiers when I was a little girl. They just don't make stuff like that anymore. Or if they do, they don't sell it at the Walmart. Thanks for setting us free, said the captain. And now I need a place for us to live. Oh, do come stay with me, invited Miss Suzy. Oh, and then she's going to have to feed all them in. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, Pam. No ham. No turkey. So the toy soldiers marched into the big dollhouse, and Miss Suzy took care of them like a mother. She cooked their meals in the little kitchen and served them in the dining room. At night, she told them stories and tucked them into the 4-poster beds. The soldiers were very happy, and most of the time Miss Suzy was happy too, but not always. Yeah. Working them little paws to the nubby bones. There they are, sitting around. Sometimes she looked at the flowered carpets and the real china dishes and the gold chandeliers, and she sighed, thinking of her plain moss carpet and her firefly lamps and her acorn cups. One night in the spring, instead of telling the soldiers a story, she told them about her old home in the oak tree. Then she told them how the red squirrels had come and chased her away, and a tear rolled down her furry cheek. Bless her heart. Bless it. They are soldiers. Things can be done. Are they packing? Are they packing? I'm looking. They need a bayonet, don't they? These look like the bayonet kind of soldiers. They're carrying something. Ooh, they look like they are walking with intent. Marching with a purpose. Late that night, the captain woke his men and gave them their orders. There were only 5 of them, but they were very brave and their hearts were full of love. After all, Miss Suzy had cared for them all winter. Well, not to mention she set them free from the box. They marched up to the oak tree and scaled its trunk. I wish I could march like that. That looks like a good time. They're filled with demons and need to be exercised. The red squirrels were, as usual, fighting amongst themselves. They were making so much noise that they did not hear the soldiers until it was too late. Have you ever heard squirrels fighting and wrestling? It's a lot of... And I know what I'm talking about, because if you're not aware of it, I am a squirrel expert. Another link to Girl Scout camp, because I was squirrel. "This is Miss Suzy's house," said the captain, drawing his sword. "Will you go peacefully, or must we fight?" Ooh, what do you think? You think they're going to go peacefully, or do you think they're going to fight? Are they real men, or are they cowards? The red squirrels looked at the soldiers with their shining swords and brave faces, and one by one they scurried headfirst down the tree. "And don't come back," shouted the captain. Ha 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 ha. They were cowardly squirrels. Because obviously 6 on 1, they picked on a poor little old woman squirrel. We don't know that she's old, excuse me. They picked on a lone woman squirrel. Miss Suzy was overjoyed when she heard she could move back into the tall oak tree. She thanked the toy soldiers and made them promise to come for dinner once every week. Then the soldiers waved goodbye and marched off through the forest, singing merrily. Left, the left, right, left. My back aches, my belt tight, my hip shakes from left. Sorry. Look at these fun pictures. Miss Suzy had to work hard to make her old home as neat and cozy as it had been before, but she didn't mind. She made a new moss carpet and a new broom and gathered fresh acorns for cups and caught 2 fireflies for her lamps. I wonder if she paid them a living wage. At last, she had everything in order. That night, when she went to bed, she was very tired, but she looked through the branches and she could see 1,000,000 stars. The wind blew gently and rocked the tree like a cradle. It was very peaceful. Miss Suzy was very happy once more. I gotta stop or I'm gonna puke. Here's one more last picture from the back cover. And then as the soldiers march away, we can say, the end. Good job, Angie, for picking this book. You did a great job. So I don't want to clean and all that, but that's okay. Miss Suzy wants to. That is up to her. Y'all have a lovely day, and always don't you even forget that Mimzie loves you.